Hey YouTube, welcome back to Crits and Clamor, where if it could happen, it probably will. I'm Ray, the DM, and in tonight's episode, Sir Philip Walter Devereux VII returns to the Kanoko Kingdom as a failed man after his first adventure in the last episode. Stick around to the end, give us a thumbs up or a subscribe or a comment, and let us know how we're doing. I hope you enjoy these sessions as much as we do, and let me know. This podcast may contain adult language and themes. Viewer discretion is advised. Alright, so Philip Devereux III, Esquire, returns to the Kanoko Kingdom, pockets full of gold, but no princess. Your mission was failed. And as you are approaching the castle to presumably tell the king that his daughter is still missing, get to the main gate like you did the first time, and you come across two strange-looking people also heading to the gate, in similar fashion to when you met Rishi and Freespirit. And as they approach, they look like...
I'm a kobold with green eyes. My horns are back, and I got a little weird fin on my tail. And I'm currently riding a wolf. And I'm wearing green scale mail. It looks like a blind blacksmith put it together. And two what looks like big ass talons at his waist.
Dragonborn.
She's a red dragonborn.
Okay. Red?
Yeah.
Oh. With black eyes.
Black eyes, who punched you?
the kobold.
He jumped.
Just get out of the way. Rather youngish looking human, probably about 20-ish. About 5'10", 175 pounds. Blue eyes, white skin, blonde hair. And he's decked out with a ton of stuff. Got an explorer's pack, probably looks like it's full chainmail, big shield, a war pick, and a bow hung around his back.
The reason you two are here is a few days ago you each received a missive from the king requesting the assistance of the world's greatest heroes. And he had...
It's about time I got my recognition.
some huge, big mission that he needed your guys' help with. But unfortunately, through some rather horrible, unforeseen circumstances, you guys actually are arriving a day later than all the other heroes.
Told you we should have spent the extra money. You should have spent the extra money.
Is that in common tongue?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, if you weren't so lazy. We were bending
Kobold
it
speaks
that time.
human. Odd.
Actually, it would probably be in Draconic, because Dragonborn kobolds can speak Draconic.
True.
So that was actually in Draconic. Do you speak Draconic?
No.
Oh, then, never mind.
I feel like such a stupid human. What the?
And then I would have been like, I am not lazy. I was there on time. This time.
Keyword, this time.
I can't understand a word they're saying.
But you should have forked over the extra copper.
Shouldn't be my job.
I didn't fork over any copper, so.
Yeah, then you should have forked it over.
I don't have any copper.
Liar.
So yeah. They're bantering back and forth. What is Philip doing?
Just listening. Just nodding.
Let's see. Do I notice you nodding?
Not understanding a word of what you're saying.
I do notice you nodding, and I turn to you in Draconic. You understand what we're saying? He nods.
See, it worked perfect. This is horrible.
Humans aren't as worthless as I thought.
Nice.
He nods some more.
This is horrible.
I love it.
Yep.
Are you gonna continue?
What are you coming to the castle for, friend?
Are you stupid?
He's still speaking Draconic.
Yeah.
Damn you!
Yes, we are. And he nods. Stupid.
Why do you think I said damn you?
Well, human intelligence is on point.
This is why I don't deal with humans.
So, how are you all doing today?
In common.
Yep. What language is that you're speaking, by the way?
Back in her Draconic. I spoke too soon.
So apparently he has no idea what we're talking about.
Speak 2 languages: common and bad common.
Common and uncommon.
Is that what the drow speak?
That's undercommon.
Close enough.
Sounds German. Untercommon.
Yeah, I guess you could call uncommon ebonics. Foo.
Less than common.
Okay, so what did you say?
So where are you all heading today?
To the castle.
Same place I'm going. With terrible news.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
Yes, it is. The king sent a bunch of us out to retrieve his daughter, but she was not where we hoped she would be. So now instead, hopefully I can, lighten his mood by telling him, but you did save 15% on your car insurance by switching to Geico.
And sued.
So I figure I gotta go relay the bad news.
You didn't think to check another castle?
Not yet. I'm just returning from the first one.
I would think to just keep on going to the next castle until you got it right.
It's hard to do when all your friends just disappear.
You need friends.
Yeah, I know. Not very good friends, are they?
Were they human? In Draconic, I say, at least they weren't human. And in Common, I say, other races suck.
That's crazy. Well, if you wish, you could tag along with me.
Okay.
Okay. We formed a party.
Alright, cool. Alright, heading into the castle.
Final Fantasy music? We're getting sued.
We're always getting sued.
It's a running thing.
Yeah. It's kind of our shtick.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that movie. It's kind of like that movie, The Shinning. Don't you mean that? Do you want to get sued?
You head into the king's royal chamber as before. You know your way there. And I'm assuming that you two are following him because he seems to know right where he's going.
Yep.
Swing the doors open.
Mounted on my wolf. Important kobold here.
You see the king at the end of a standard throne room. Along the red carpet that leads up to him, there's, a line of guards on either side, all standing there with their little halberds. The king sees you enter. Ah, Philip, you've returned.
Yes, I have, my lord.
Excellent. Oh, and more heroes. Yay! Wonderful.
Unfortunately, sir, she was not in the castle that we happened to have breached.
Oh.
There was a dragon. There was no princess.
Well, this is terrible news. This is not what I was expecting at all.
No, instead we ran into somebody else who said she was in another castle.
Tell me, do you know the name of the dragon that you fought in there?
He was definitely green. He never once mentioned his name.
If my daughter was not in that dungeon, and you fought a green dragon, my guess...
Okay, he's fine.
My guess would be that you instead encountered one of the dragon children. The father of these dragons. His name is Rauseb, and he is known to take up residence in one of the most fortified castles in a place called Realm 8. full of lava, many, many foes. Just a terrible, terrible place.
Lame.
Unfortunately, I don't have the foggiest idea of how to get there.
Out of character. We need a magic flute.
I was just gonna hum it. I was just gonna hum it.
And suit.
Oh my god.
I think that probably the best course of action here is for you to head to the next town and see if you can find somebody who is more worldly knowledgeable that would know how to get to Realm 8 as quickly as possible.
Okay, we shall go.
But I can't, in good conscience, not reward you for at least going and finding out what you did and defeating one of Rausib's children. Head down to the royal treasure room, and the clerk there will be able to give you a great reward.
Okay.
You may go as well and get something that will help, because no doubt this is going to be a long and dangerous journey.
Thank you, my lord. Do you happen to know the name of the child that was defeated?
Rausib has 7 other children that I know of, and this one was green and relatively dragon in appearance. I would say it was probably Akupa. But please, make haste. Save my daughter. Should you return with her, the reward still stands. I will grant you anything that you want, any reward. Just bring my daughter back safely, please. Not dead.
And if at all possible, try to save the car.
So, quick trip down to the royal treasure room.
Treasury!
You come into just a small 5x5 room. As you enter into the door, about halfway across the room, there's a full-length desk that goes all the way across, and behind it sits an old man. He's wearing what appears to be wizard's robes. He's got a long beard, bald head. He's kind of sitting there staring at the wall.
Hello there.
Well, hello.
The king has sent us down here for rewards.
Ah, yes. It's dangerous to go alone. He sets a box up on the counter. Scoop. Flips open. A sword pops up, floating. No, I'm just kidding. No, but he does, however, reach into the box. I need to adjust this power cord. And he reaches into the box, and it's about the size of a shoebox, really, but pulls out a war pick that is it looks pretty similar to yours, except that it appears to be made of much sturdier metal, and it's inlaid with platinum, and just it looks all nice and shiny. This weapon is forged from strong, precious metals and blessed by the priests. It will allow you to hit and deal more damage than your standard war pick.
I'll take it.
He hands it over to you. It's a +2 war pick.
Thank you.
All right. And you are most welcome. Now, for you two, what would help you out? I could use a scroll that would enchant your weapons, same as his, make them a little more powerful.
That would be nice.
Or I could potentially enchant your armor.
My talents could use enchantment.
He holds out his hands.
I'll put the big old fucking...
Tell me, are these true?
Yes.
They're false.
My. I've not seen dragon talons in a long time. Not since Rouseb and his children have begun running amok.
Well, they shed now and again, you know.
You are truly lucky to have gotten these. He sets them down and pulls a scroll out. And gives them a +2 enchantment.
Nice.
And for you, my dragonborn?
Oh, him, my...
Very nice. Very nice. Good balance. Sets it down and grants you sword a +2. I was also told to give you these. It gives you each about a $50 sized coin of some kind of low grade metal, like maybe pewter or lead.
Is it shiny? Or is it dull?
It's dull. But it is engraved with the face of a horse, like a side view of a horse.
Horse coin.
Take that up to the royal stables, give that to the stable master, and he will allow you to pick out a horse to take with you on this quest to speed things along.
So it's like a bus token, but different.
All of the horses are specifically bred to be the fastest in the land. Out of character, it's like 120.
Oh fuck!
So this is like
Foot
Shadowfax times 3.
So this is gonna make my wolf like I'm gonna have to like strap the wolf to the back
Right.
of the horse.
Each horse has about 80 horsepower.
Okay.
You know, V8.
Nice. Alright. Sweet.
And he asks you in Draconic, is it gonna haul my heavy ass?
A horse? Yeah. You're dragonborn. You're not a dragon.
Last time we had a horse isn't like the last one.
Well, you were also wearing full plate mail at that particular point in time.
Oh.
And it was a donkey, not a horse.
But in the morning it made waffles.
It did make waffles. It made delicious waffles.
That's kind of cool.
Right?
Where do I get one of these?
This is Draconic. You don't know this.
He's just nodding.
He does it. Uh-huh.
I hate you all. I'm agreeing with myself. See? Still nodding.
I could
hate
see
you all.
Philip like on this little personal side quest to increase his intelligence so he can learn another language, specifically to learn Draconic.
Oh my god.
What do we hear? I seek Draconic. What's that? Shut up.
It's
Just
a
go with
clever
it.
side quest. Philip goes to the library.
Yes.
What is this? Some kind of a shield? No, sir. That's a book.
Holding the book upside down.
Why
turning
can't
it
I read
sideways.
this? It doesn't make any sense. You're holding it upside down, sir.
This book.
Oh!
This book has no pictures.
No, it says here I'd rather eat my armor than admit I'm wrong. Bullshit!
Bullshit! Even better. It is held up right. These are runes. Oh my god.
Whatever dumbass published this book wrote the whole thing upside down.
Pulls out a salt shaker. About to eat my armor.
Mm. Okay, so I guess we're going to the stables then.
To the stables!
Yep. Goodbye, old man. Thank you for your stuff.
Goodbye. I'll just be here in this room.
We'll send you a raven.
As the door closes. By myself. Forever.
Could you bring food? A little water.
So, you easily get to the stables. The stable master's in there. And he says, yes. Welcome. What can I do for you?
We got coins.
I just hold up the horse coin.
Oh, I see. You're here for mounts. Excellent. Well, I will take the coins.
Goodbye, horse coin.
That's why I didn't even write it.
Now, if you will just follow me, he leads you into the stables. And
to buy some
as
paper.
you,
Ray, I just stole the coins back.
Oh, you got 20,
I
dude.
got a 20.
all right. Well, you got your coin back.
All right.
Drive by another horse.
He opens up the doors, and you see like this 300-foot long barn, if you will. And on both sides is just rows of pens. And there is the most elaborate menagerie of animals that could be used as mounts. So your coins allow you to pick out one. You do see the common ones up front. You know, regular horses, war horses, and then Clydesdales. The next few pens going along are varying degrees of like wild boar. Different sizes, of course. Then you come across what kind of look like ostriches, but they don't have long, skinny necks. They're like oversized chickens.
Chocobos.
One of them says, "Woohoo!"
And we're sued.
You said the word.
I know.
I would like everybody to know that Philip did not take part in this conversation.
I'm going to edit that part out.
The views and opinions do not are expressed in this podcast.
Like large cats of different sizes.
Now, is there any way I could take a horse and just tape claws to it? Just saying.
Philip's running around on a hippocampus.
How fast are your chickens?
The chicken bows are they can move out of context. They're as fast. Like all of the creatures in here go the same speed.
Oh.
Just it's more visual, mental wise. You know, they all have the same movement. So they in a combat situation, it's 120.
Okay. I'll take the biggest green one they got.
The color really doesn't matter, but you,
Yeah.
you get a green one.
Okay.
Mike, Philip, what'd you get? What color? Yellow. That's right. Traditional yellow. Yep.
Traditional yellow, different, better.
So these two have got these giant chickens.
I'm
Cluck, motherfucker.
I'm talking to the stable master on the logistics of strapping my
Can't say shit like that when I'm drinking.
I'm talking to him about the logistics of strapping my wolf to the ass of this chicken. What, the chicken or the
Yeah,
wolf?
the chicken. Like keeps
That is
eyeballing
the
the
biggest pecker
wolf.
I've ever seen.
Oh my god, I forgot that was Philip's thing.
By the way, parents, if you are letting your children listen to this, you're going to hell. Just saying.
That's why there's a warning at the beginning.
Exactly. So go fuck yourselves.
So yeah,
I'm
you managed to strap the wolf on there. It's not very happy about it. The chicken's not very happy about it.
The chicken won't be not happy, but the wolf, it knows better.
He said strap on.
To the pecker.
What was your character's name?
Jazz.
Jazz? So what mount does Jazz go with?
Is your first name Hugh?
He's spinning it back into his cup.
Just gonna do that before it gets all over the computer. What the hell? What mount is Jazz going with?
The largest horse.
The largest horse. All right, so you find this Clydesdale that's like 12 feet at the shoulder.
Jesus.
That'd be funny if it was the size of a skateboard.
They're the minis.
It's like a mini but smaller.
So yeah, you guys can write down your mounts if you wish, just to remember
Chicken
that you have them. You now have mounts.
Yep.
You have a mission. Head to the next town, which is due north. I never really thought to ask this, but do any of you?
That could be easily solved with the survival roll.
In fact, it can. So go ahead and everybody make survival. Once.
I got a 1.
Yes.
16.
Damn.
You probably, yeah.
So Amber or Jazz knows which way is north.
7. It's not a 1, but you might as well call it 1.
You guys can now. You're all saddled up, ready to go. The sun is just cresting over the horizon, and it is time to head north. Yeah! And off you go, like bats out of hell. all hyperdrive anime style. Like, this fucking chicken. You guys travel for a few hours through some lightly forested area, some plains, and
My favorite terrain.
After a while, you notice the ground starts to get a little bit lumpy and just kind of the grass looks oversaturated, and there hasn't been any rainfall since you've been riding, but it looks like this particular area does get quite a bit of rainfall, and it changes into a swamp, like a pretty gross, muddy, swampy area. It's one of those large swamplands. You know, the trees that are out here are sparse, but they're dead. And you're able to see for miles in any direction. And you see that this is a vast marshland. Pools of water have built up here and there as you're traveling along.
I'd like to roll nature to see if there's anything out of the ordinary with this swampland.
You are more than welcome to. As far as you can tell, this is just a standard swamp. So after you traverse for another hour or so, I would like everybody to make a wisdom save with a DC of 15.
Oh god, I'm dead.
Yeah, I'm not making this problem. I did it.
I failed. I got a 5.
The smart guy
Okay.
fails. The dumbass fucking, huh?
You got a 9. So, Fur and I failed.
Okay.
The dumbest one passes. Score.
So you're tromping along, and Philip, you're having no issues. You know, your chicken bow is plopping through the mud puddles fairly easily. The Clydesdale and your chicken bow, damn, that's gonna be difficult. Start to struggle a little bit. Nothing too abnormal, but their speed is reduced by 5 feet.
Okay.
Doesn't really play a huge part other than you notice you're going a little bit slower as Philip starts to pull away. And you both kind of just like, this swamp sucks. This is a garbage swamp. Like it's been going on for a while. And
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Continuing on for another hour. It's almost like one of those old school cartoons where you feel like you're just like on a loop, you know, kind of thing. And everybody roll another wisdom with a DC of 15.
I failed.
So Philip's still
We all
booking along. Jazz is doing fine. Your chicken bow starts to slow down a little bit more. You're really starting to get kind of frumpy about this fucking swamp. You're starting to just feel it. Frumpy.
I like that word.
Like, it almost feels like you're getting a little depressed about it. And the mud is starting to get a little bit deeper, a little bit more tacky.
If it's on me, I'd be complaining about it the whole time.
A little bit's getting on you.
I'm complaining like a motherfucker.
Nice.
Goddamn swamps. Forests are so much better than this shit.
Yes.
At
Another.
him in Draconic. Bitching isn't going to fix it.
It sure helps me, I say back in Draconic. Beforehand, I was talking in common.
After about another.
Nodding.
After about another hour, it's no longer little puddles here and there. It's a pretty solid bog at this point. Everybody roll another wisdom save. So at this point, Philip's chicken bow starts to slow down.
We start catching up.
You start catching up, but it's getting to the point where now the chicken bows and the Clydesdales, like, they're starting to kind of trudge through the mud now. It's It's deep enough that they're starting to have
I
a
already know where
little
this
trouble.
is going. I knew from the beginning where this was going.
Now you're starting to get a good deal of mud. And now Jazz is also starting to get splashed with mud. Let's see. Philip, you're getting a little bit of mud because you were still traveling the fastest, but now that you're slowing down, mud is starting to splash up on you. It's that
It's stinking.
stagnant water muck, you know. So not the friendliest of smells. And you continue pressing on. Everybody roll another wisdom save. Now that we've got 3 fails.
I've got 2 fails.
Yeah, but a simultaneous 3 fail. That's what I was.
Okay.
That was the trigger.
Son of a bitch.
So
Yeah.
you all 3 managed to finally catch up to each other.
Swamp of sorrow.
And your mounts are now getting into it. Like the muck is coming up to your Clydesdale's almost to its stomach. The chicken bows, it's almost to the top of their legs. They're sinking pretty bad, and all 3 of them just look miserable. And it's become apparent that your mounts now, they can't be ridden through the muck. Your mounts are now all, for lack of a better term, about waist deep in the crap, and they no longer can be ridden. So you're gonna have to trudge through ahead of them, and come on.
Not gonna work for me. Not because I don't want to.
A whiner.
But because I have to.
Because I have to. This isn't gonna work for me. 6'8", probably 6 foot, 5'10",
Yeah.
3'8". And
Well,
if these things are coming up to the tops of my chicken bow's legs, this is above my head. Now you see why. This isn't gonna work for me. So I'm gonna have to swim, and somebody else is gonna have to take hold of my chicken bow.
Oh my god.
So I'm assuming you all have stopped at this point to try and figure out what the heck to do.
Yeah.
This sucks.
Well, I can't very well drag my chicken bow through because I have to swim. So.
Got it.
So what do I gonna do?
grab its reins and trudge through with your horse or with your chicken bow and my chicken bow and keep going. Are there trees around?
There are not.
There are not. So this is just shit.
Yep.
Barren shit.
Yep. Just crap, mud,
Watch out
and
for the
water
horse shit.
everywhere.
I think I figured something out. This sucks.
Faux show.
Yeah, it does.
So do we have a plan?
Yeah, don't die.
Well, that's a good plan,
Right.
but
Is there any, can we see land? So, there's no really going back the way we came. There's no really going forward.
well, I mean,
Well, you have to keep pressing.
You have to keep pressing forward, but there's no, out of this.
Right.
You just have to just go. And there's no real plan. We just kind of have to do it.
sounds about the situation. Yeah.
Right? So I guess-
The real situation right now is figuring out how you're gonna go. Because you obviously can't trudge through like these 2 can.
Well, I can swim.
You could swim.
I'm a real good swimmer.
I can sink.
Yes, you can.
I'm wearing a lot of armor.
So that's the goal you're gonna try and do.
Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna swim.
Swimming
Okay.
in mud.
I mean, mud skippers do it.
It's not gonna work.
All right. Well, you're giving it a shot,
Yep.
and against all common sense, it's working.
Do the backstroke.
And as you all are trudging along, and just this fucking sucks. This is the worst freaking crap in the world. Jazz, your horse stops. It says, "Fuck this," and it just kind of stands there. And as you're pulling on its reins, it's just, "No, I don't want to go anymore." And it continues to sink as it stands there.
Quick, somebody get this horse some Visceral. We need antidepressants.
I I could try to persuade the horse.
Yeah.
That's the one thing
Damn.
I can do. 22.
Ooh, that's a pretty good roll.
Nice. Well, just so everybody can see.
I can't see.
Holy fuck.
You're screaming at the horse, trying your best. Like, come on! Come on! And it just continues to sink.
I'll give you beer.
I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals on myself.
Okay, that's a good one.
Can I get, would that give me advantage to persuade the horse?
Well, speak with animals allows you to communicate with it, right?
Yeah.
So.
Now you get to actually hear its suicide note. No, I'm starting to actually get depressed.
I'm gonna tell it if you don't move, it's gonna die.
I want to die. I can't handle this swamp anymore.
Told you so.
There'll be, what do you creatures eat?
Oats.
Sugar cubes? No.
You speak horse? I don't think so.
You two are standing there watching him converse, and
I'm treading water.
he's like treading water going, and the horse is responding in kind as it continues to sink, and soon it goes under, and you just see some bubbles,
Whatever. I'm over it.
and then there's nothing. And now you're trudging through the swamp with no horse. Because that plot point is over.
Oh my god.
About a mile away.
Did you pick her because she was the only one that had a horse?
It was a horse.
Yeah.
It was a horse that died in the movie, dude. That's why I asked, what was this horse's name?
Yep. But
Name's so
it begins to lessen up. The swamp begins to ease away, and you find yourself in a forested area now.
Dang.
There
Gosh.
are many,
Big Bahamas.
streams and streams and smaller rivers that come down through the forest and feed into the swamp. That's what's causing so much water. Upon the bank, if you will, there's a number of beavers chopping down trees, gnawing their ways through it and just doing their beaver thing. And as soon as you get on more sturdy land, you feel so much better.
I hand her my horse coin.
She needs another one. It's a good thing you stole that.
I know, right?
In memorandum. In memoriam, I guess.
In memoriam.
Here you go. Ride this.
And we take off.
Polymorph the horse coin into a unicycle. Everybody roll perception. You notice that the forest with the beavers and such only lasts for, I don't know, maybe a quarter of a mile. But then you start hearing the sounds of monkeys. And the forest just kind of gives way to more of a jungle. And you see the typical jungle things. There's monkeys swinging around, and they're not aggressive. They're just doing monkey.
I'm going to say that I've never seen these creatures before. And I'm going to be like,
Y'all
what are
can-
those furry things?
Y'all can roll nature. I mean, if you would prefer to just say...
I'm preferring to pass.
17.
Okay.
Because
No, probably not.
my character definitely would not know. Never been in a jungle.
Right.
Forest, sure. Cave, sure.
Jungle, not so much.
Nah.
Okay.
For
But
some
yeah,
reason, mine does.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, given your class, you've heard of them. Oh, those are them things. What'd you get, Philip?
No.
He's like,
It's like,
I don't know
no.
what they are either.
For the first time, I'm not nodding.
Those things look weird. After...
Can we eat them?
So the jungle releases into kind of an open clearing. And at this point, the sun is starting to set, and you smell wood smoke. And up just a small bluff,
Makes sense, yeah.
You see sitting atop of the bluff is a very odd shaped hut cabin. You know, it appears to be an inhabited cabin. It's not in any kind of disrepair. Like it looks like a very good cabin. And like I said, the sun's starting to set, and you guys really have no idea how far you are to the next town.
How about we take the cabin? Eat whatever's inside.
Typical kobold. Eat it! It's not edible. Bullshit! Everything's edible if you're brave enough.
That's right.
So you get up to the cabin. There's, like I said, smoke coming out of the chimney. The only real light coming from inside, though, is from the fireplace.
Well, I'm foregoing all of that, and I'm just gonna undo my wolf from my
Chicken bow?
chicken bow, and I am going to just walk inside.
Alright.
The wolf follow me.
When you get... Okay, so everybody goes. You notice that this door has no handle, no lock or anything. It's like one of those like swinging doors, you know.
Yeah.
And as you walk in, you see exactly what's here. There is a very large and plush chair, which the dragonborn immediately flops down in. There is...
You need a bath first.
What was that?
A desk with a
Oh,
computer?
it is. It is a desk, and there is a jeweled box about yay tall, yay wide. It's got two like opening doors, and the jewels are all on the doors.
I'm gonna take the box.
Very shiny.
Yeah.
Here is a very large and plush bed. Like I said, these squares here are windows. This is a big circular rug. There's a wardrobe, a chimney, and then from immediately running around, you guys see that around this way, it's like an opening. There's a kitchen. Fire's coming from the fireplace here. And you all notice this strange thing here. Roll. What would be a good one to roll? Roll. Do intelligence checks. We don't do nearly enough intelligence checks. You see this little weird ass boxy shaped thing there? Is a little clockwork robot.
Oh.
It looks nothing more than just a tinker toy.
Is it
It's
shiny?
about that tall. No, it's made of metal, but it's not shiny. It's just kind of...
I have a real interest.
That is the odd thing, is that despite the fire is going and all of that, in this immediate area, there's nobody here. So you get over to that box and you go to try and lift it and find that it is very, very secured to the desk. It does not want to lift.
I am going to destroy the desk.
When in doubt,
I'm
Right.
pulling out my talent.
figure something out here.
You're hacking away at the desk and it's just taking chips out of it. You'd be here for years trying to get it.
I'm gonna try to lift it.
The box is a very good roll, but it still does not move.
I say torch it.
No.
Fuck it, burn the whole cabin down. So
Always
you
had
go
this
back
theory.
over and flop back down in the chair.
Yep.
Always had
Nice.
this-
Philip, what are you doing during all this nonsense?
I'm just watching.
Does anybody have a saw as I continue to hack at this thing?
Nope.
Can't say that I do.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna drag the desk outside.
You go to drag the desk and realize that even that is secured to the floor. Like it was not designed to move.
Can I lop off the legs of the desk?
It's like a
Oh, it's a. Oh, okay.
just a solid square.
Is there any way to tear this desk apart?
Not that you can see.
Not even by like jamming the talent into a crease that was formed from the wood together and then using it like a pry bar?
You could try.
I'll do it.
All right, roll strength.
Do I get advantage for using a tool?
All right, 13. So you break off a few more chunks of the desk, but Jazz, you just chilling in the chair? That the actual location of your wolf? He's hanging out on the carpet?
Probably, yeah. Or actually, probably by the fire.
Yeah, I was going to say, all curled up. He's laying by the fire, having a good fire.
Yeah. Can I remove the jewels out of the box?
You could absolutely try, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
just gets
Okay,
worse and
go ahead and
worse.
roll.
I like
I would say Dex this time.
Okay.
You managed to wedge it in there, and it's working its way out, but you know it's taking a bit longer than you expected. But you do realize that yes, these jewels will come out.
Okay. Well, I will spend my time popping these jewels out.
All right. So you're taking out jewels. Jazz is chilling in the chair. Philip,
I'm just looking around.
in that one spot.
Wherever. It's a cabin.
It's a little clockwork robot. Are you going to fiddle with it? Don't fiddle with it.
No. I wish not to fiddle.
Okay, not fiddling. All right, well,
I'm not a very smart individual as opposed to everybody else.
that means you would fiddle with it.
You would fiddle with it. I mean,
I'll
really.
go over and poke it with my war pick.
You could ask what is this thing? Because we all just kind of looked at it. I just know what it is, and it didn't say anything about it. I just went
All right.
focused on the shiny.
So as you're poking at it, it kind of and it makes like this really odd noise, and a piece of paper, like a piece of parchment, pops out of its chest.
Can you read?
It's in common.
Okay, I can read it.
It says the word little.
I'm just going to walk over and hand him the paper.
So as you're mid-pry, he sticks this slip of paper over.
What is this?
It came out of your twin over there.
I'm not made of metal.
We're the same height.
Oh, I'll read it. It says little.
It says little. Yep.
You know, pry these out for me,
Yes.
and I'll deal with that.
Okay.
Okay. So we trade places.
All right.
Trying.
So now you're trying. Roll a dex check. So you're still working on it.
Nothing.
All right. You head over to the clockwork robot.
All right. What do I know about this thing?
It's one of like the gnome racial feature.
Okay.
You know how they can make the little clockwork stuff,
Right.
and it's a small robot.
Okay.
It's made a little bit odd than some you've seen before, in that for some reason it spits out a piece of paper with a word on it.
Right. In common, I'll bend down. It's about the same size as I am.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. I'll just look at where maybe its space is and be like, do you understand common? Does that seem like an affirmative?
As far as you can tell, maybe?
I mean, it responded.
It did respond.
Can you move?
Burp, 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 meep, mop. Starts wheeling around.
Okay.
Does a little donut around you.
What is your primary function? On paper.
You're writing it?
No, I'm going to tell it, point to it, and write it down.
It just...
It just seems to move around and do odd little things. You keep this place clean?
It starts wheeling off towards the kitchen.
I think it cooks.
Can
You
it
hear-
bring me a beer?
You hear stuff breaking and smashing all over the place.
I think it cooks better than I do. I'll go in and see what it did. Destroyed.
Oh yeah, it knocked over chairs. There's a
If it's that awesome at cooking, maybe it can open this box.
there's a
I don't want the box open, I just want the jewels.
little box here that was filled with food, and the box actually feels like it's projecting like some cold air.
Okay.
This is a stove, some cutlery, a few dishes, and it has pretty much destroyed the kitchen. Like,
Now, is all of the furniture in this in this cabin.
It destroyed the
my
kitchen?
size?
Well, I mean, not like, hey, I'm gonna go in and
But it
just
made a
like,
mess.
oh yeah, it made a huge mess as it wheels around the kitchen. Beep, 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 bop, bop.
I'll let you figure it out.
But
I'm not
anyway,
that
what were
smart.
you asking?
I was gonna ask if everything in here is my size or if it was their size.
Actually, maybe I did figure it out.
It actually, I mean, it is their size, but within the kitchen, you notice that it's not overly stocked like it would be for someone of their size, but more for someone your size, like a gnome or goblin or something of that nature.
So I know that this thing, I can hear it making a mess out in the kitchen.
Oh yeah,
Smashing all that kind of.
and he wandered over to see what the hell it's doing.
I don't want to know.
You get over there and you see the same thing. It's bumping into walls and kind of knocking over stuff and just beating and booping and raping and bopping.
I'm gonna throw something out there. Make a mess here in the kitchen.
It just keeps going, doing what it's doing.
That didn't work.
The only thing I can think of is like maybe Alice in Wonderland, but a little thing. Right?
Beep, beep, boop. So, while you two are standing there in the kitchen watching this thing just make a friggin' mess, Amber, you're chilling, or Jazz is chilling in the chair, and out of nowhere, surprising the crap out of you, the arms of the chair come up and wrap around you and start pulling you into it.
Sit up, bitch!
Guessing you yelled that.
Yeah.
All right. So you all hear Jazz yell.
Running back out.
That's what you see. The chair is attempting to like
It's trying
suck
to
her
kill me.
in.
Attempt to pull her back out.
Yeah.
All right. Roll some strength checks.
I will assist.
Thank you.
Okay.
So I got a.
I got a natural 0.
That's awesome.
Natural 0. So as you both are pulling on her arms, oh my God, this chair is so strong. This carpet springs to life and grapples you.
Oh.
Oh shit. The robot comes wheeling back in. Beep, beep, beep. Pop, pop. Smashes into the wall.
I'm gonna try to get out. Nope.
And you see the robot come out and all that. Your wolf starts to stand up. Its little hackles all going up. It's growling and snarling. You see him get wrapped up. The chair's still pulling her
Does
in.
your wolf understand me?
No, but you can tell me what to do and I'll command it.
Start tearing the chair apart.
And I tell it to tear the chair apart.
All right. Fluff is flying everywhere. The rug is still constricting you.
Yep.
It's okay. You'll be okay for a second. I got an answer for that one.
Set it on fire!
13
okay.
to get out of the chair.
With the wolf helping by tearing it apart, you do manage to start like, get off me! Scott, you take 2 points of constriction as it starts squeezing tighter.
Pulling my sword out.
Okay.
Your sword or your war pick?
War pick.
Okay.
And start tearing at the carpet.
Oh, right, fair enough. Roll to hit.
Sweet. I dropped the pick. I stumbled.
It gets stuck in the floor.
Yeah.
Oh.
Somehow I swung at the carpet and I hit a plate. How does that work?
The robot goes after your war pick.
I can help.
Bring that back to me.
Smash!
Okay, leave it alone.
As it picks up and starts doing whirlwind attacks through the kitchen.
Okay, I am gonna go retrieve my war pick.
Beep, beep, bop, bop.
Give me that right now.
Beep, bop.
I try to pull him out.
Okay.
While I'm arguing with
Oh,
an
no.
automatron.
Well, you start to he starts to come out, so you won't take constriction damage anymore, but it's still like around your legs.
Right.
Like this thing does not want to let you go.
Alright. I'll command my wolf to grab the other end, drag it, and I'll attack as well with the sword.
Okay.
So I imagine my arms are free now, right?
Yes, they are.
Alright, so Jesus. 26?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. So you roll your damage if you would like.
Okay.
You slice the carpet open and it goes inanimate, flops back to the ground.
Alright.
That's cool.
You get your war pick back
Give me
from
that,
the
you bastard.
uber destructive robot.
Get out of here, kid. You bother me.
Well, that was traumatic.
This house is haunted.
No. This is one step worse than haunted. This house is stupid. Haunting serves
Everybody
a
roll
purpose. This house
perception.
doesn't know what the hell it's doing.
And after things have kind of quieted down and y'all are like, this house is dumb, fuck this thing, you hear something from outside the window over there by the chair. Sounds like moving through the bushes and whatnot.
I'll go over and see if I can't see what it is.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh, fuck, I have a wolf. I should be rolling for him, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, so your wolf kind of growls a little bit at the door.
Yeah.
And, Jazz, you get over to the window and look outside, and you see something is moving in the bushes outside. But you can't see what it is.
Tell my wolf to suck it.
Okay.
Bite
Well,
its ass off.
There's no lock or anything on the door, so your wolf takes off outside into the bush. And you hear barking and snarling and all of that, and then you hear, "Meh!" And then there's no sound at all.
Okay.
And then coming back in through the door is your wolf, followed by a goat.
Dead?
Nope. Very much alive.
I told you to sick it, not make friends.
Meh! You notice it's wearing a collar.
Have any tabs?
It does.
What does it say?
The tag says P U with 2 dots over the top, KKI.
Pookie.
Puka.
Puka. Where's the A?
He said A, didn't he?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
P-U,
Damn it.
2 dots, K-K-I. Pookie.
Pookie.
Meh.
Go away.
Meh.
I'm backing up.
It spits a ring out on the ground.
Guess I will investigate the ring.
It is, well, you can roll investigation. With your investigation, roll an arcana. So the first thing you notice through the investigation, the ring is not covered with anything. It's not covered with saliva, no stomach juices, nothing like that. It looks like a ring that somebody would have accidentally dropped, kind of thing. And with your arcana, you realize that it is a ring of protection +1.
Nice. I'll take it.
Bah!
I guess you do have these. I guess you have some uses.
It walks over, starts eating the carpet.
Quick, kick it in the stomach.
I like you already. He's the carpet. And I will equip the ring.
Kind of spits the carpet out and wanders off to the kitchen.
Smash! Smash!
You hear silverware jingling. Bah!
What the fuck?
This is the most fucked up house
I
I've ever
didn't
been.
get a jeweled box.
I'm just saying.
Not yet.
No.
This is the most fucked up house ever. Such a dysfunctional home.
Y'all gonna go back to try and get the jewels out of this door? Or out of the box?
I don't want nothing more to do with this place.
You can leave if you want.
This place sucks.
Ba-ba-ba-beep-bap. Nah.
I'm gonna walk outside.
Right.
I'm just gonna stand there.
Philip walks outside. Fuck this.
I'm gonna look around.
It's a beautiful night sky. Stars are shining.
I'm not indoors. Good.
Nope, you are outdoors.
So you think.
All right. Are you going back to pulling out your gems?
Yeah.
So you go over, start prying again. And the door to the box opens just slightly. And you hear from in the box, "Hello?"
Close the door.
Getting the same vibe I am. Fuck this house.
Wait, open the door.
Let me out of here.
I got my sword and I open the door and I put the sword into the box, kind of a deal.
Well, you don't have to put it in there very far, but as soon you open up the door, the first thing you immediately notice is drawn on the bottom of the box, on the inside, is a binding circle.
Mm-hmm.
Floating above the binding circle is a small blue genie, turban and all.
Oh.
Whoa, hey.
I know where we're at now.
Hey, yo. Please, no need to hurt me.
Is your name Jambi?
Close. I'm Majabi.
Jambi, even better. Pee-wee's Playhouse, man.
Oh my god.
Yes. And there it is.
Mecca lecca
Hi,
hi.
Mecca, hi-ho. Oh, shit.
Uh,
No wonder this place is so fucked up.
All right.
have you seen my master? He has not been back for days.
Nope.
That is a shame. See, a few days ago, my master was so excited. He learned a new spell. And ever since he cast that spell, he's been gone.
What spell did he learn?
Invisibility.
You don't happen to grant wishes, do you?
I only grant them to my master and those that my master deems worthy.
Well, I suppose that would be up to everyone else.
Very well.
I'll discuss it with them and get back to you when I close the door. And I go back to prying the gem out.
Nice. All right, working on them gems. You get one to pop out.
Finally!
It's a nice ruby. It's worth about 30 gold.
Okay. Working on another.
Hoy.
Yeah, you know.
Roll
What do you-
another dexterity
what do
check.
you-
Back to working on the gem.
Yep. Back to work. And in the process, I'll turn to Jazz and be like, and then Draconic, since Philip is not in the room, and be like, "Do you feel like finding an invisible man?"
You're joking me, right?
No. You can be back at the fire
With the goat.
with the goat.
Yeah.
I thought the goat was in the kitchen.
Yeah, he came back out. Now he's sitting next to your wolf.
Okay.
Throws up a fork. A silver fork. Matt.
Matt. Is it shiny?
It is shiny.
I'll go over and pocket the silver fork.
Okay, you crab.
It's shiny.
Yeah.
Well, despite standing outside in the sereneness of the outdoors, you still hear all the dumb shit going on in the house.
And you hear the Draconic.
Yeah,
Since
these
you're not-
two start talking in Draconic. The goat keeps throwing stuff up.
Well, you should maybe cast Detect Magic. It might help find the invisible man. I'll open up the door to the genie and be like, "I think we have a deal. One wish for your master, right?"
Yes.
Okay. I close the door. Go back to deal.
I cast Detect Magic.
The whole place lights up. Oh God! Like
Got your
almost
answer.
almost everything in this place has a magical aura.
So what's the result?
Everything in here,
Including the goat?
including the goat.
Roll perception.
Nice.
Nice. The goat itself is not magical. But as you're scanning the room and he's asking about the goat, it throws up a silver spoon. And as it does, you can see in its mouth, magic is inside of it.
So, the goat isn't but inside its...
I wasn't expecting that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
The Adventures of Wolf and Goat.
That's right.
That sounds like one of those stupid cartoons that would work.
The
Exactly.
Adventures of Wolf and Goat.
like that new one on Cartoon Network.
Just because they don't go together. Hey, Wolf, what's going on? Not much, Goat. Another depressing day.
What kind of chicken?
I'm so
You hear a
hungry.
knock come from the box.
Am I close to prying out a gem?
Yeah.
Fine, I'll open it.
The genie says, you know, could break the rules this once.
Uh-oh.
And if you wished my master back, then we might be able to work out an arrangement even better than a wish. He's in the possession of an item that he has no idea what it does.
Okay. And what item is this?
It is called the Deck of Many Things.
Oh, no.
Okay.
And you can roll Arcana to see if you have heard of this. And Jazz can as well. So you
Nat
hear...
20.
Yeah, you know exactly what that sucker does. Obviously through tales and awesomeness. And all of a sudden, Jazz... a what?
You wouldn't even know what to do with it.
It can produce many wondrous effects. It can give you many shinies. Many more than you're going to get from my box.
You want anything that's shiny. Shinies could be anything.
Very well. Then speak the words, and I will attempt to bring my master back.
I wish your master was in the center of this room, under no ill magical effects, and under no ill positive effects.
By the great powers above and below. Meka-chaka-cha, meka-chaka-cho. And you're hearing all of this nonsense, of course. Boof! His master appears. I know that's inaccurate. It's a gnome.
Okay, it's
He's-
a no.
yeah.
I was gonna say,
He's wearing wizard robes and, all the whole nine. He's the stereotypical wizard gnome. I'm back! Oh my god! Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Peeking inside.
You now see a wizard gnome talking to these two, thanking them profusely.
So where were you?
Some weird gray floaty world. It was weird. There was some cleric there as well. He claimed to be from another realm and talked... Nevin, I think his name was? Talked a lot.
Have I heard of Nevin?
Mm-mm.
Probably not.
Mm-mm.
Gray floaty world, would I know that as the
Yes.
astral plane?
Yep.
So the astral plane then?
Yes. Oh, finally someone who knows where it is.
How did you get stuck there? There's usually a way out.
Have you seen this place? Mixing magics is a dangerous thing.
Okay, fair enough.
But
Yeah.
how did you get me back?
Oh, your genie over here broke a rule.
No. So what were the conditions?
You would give us a deck of cards.
Oh, yeah, that old thing. He wanders off to his wardrobe, opens it up, whole bunch of stuff falls out. Dentures and, all kinds of weird crap. He gets an ivory box, a deck of cards would go in, walks over. Here you go.
I'll take it.
It's an ivory box. It's very well carved and ornate. The different suits carved into it. And very lovely. Very lovely to look at.
All right.
Pop it open.
Oh, absolutely.
So you pop the box
It always
open.
Always happens.
And the deck of 22 cards slowly floats up in front of you and starts to shuffle itself. And you hear a whispering voice from the box say, "Draw 2 cards."
You don't tell me.
Who you think you're talking to?
You don't know me.
I'm a grown-ass kobold. I do what I want.
That's right.
See, that's uncommon. That is the uncommon language.
I'll draw one card.
One card.
Don't draw the Jack of Clubs.
5.
5. So
Jack of Clubs.
as you draw the card, it flips around, and you see the Ace of Hearts.
Ooh, that's a good one.
You just kind of get the sense of what it's able to do, but for, player purposes, this card enables the character to void even an instantaneous occurrence if so desired. The fabric of reality is unraveled and respun. Note that it does not enable something to happen. It can only stop something from happening or reverse a past occurrence. The reversal is only for your character. Other party members may have to endure the situation.
Nice. Since I have that card in my hand, I will draw a second card.
Nice. All right.
You just avoided your fight with death.
20.
So it is the King of Hearts.
Another good card.
And you get +6 on your persuasion rolls. Permanent.
Yes!
And in
that is where my
Philip,
happiness
you're
lies.
standing outside. And you're hearing this go on. And suddenly, over the bluff, through the forest and jungle area, you see a castle just start growing out of the friggin' trees. Like, the middle part comes up, and then a tower just goes... Trees are falling over.
Fuck, I'm going back inside.
You go back inside.
You're like,
just
not
in
only
time
is this house stupid, the world around it is stupid too.
to see him messing around with this floating deck of cards. That after he makes his 2 selections, the cards reshuffle themselves back into the deck, and they start to head towards the ivory box again.
I'll let him.
What the hell?
Jazz, you know that if these cards get put back into the box, the entire deck will disappear to hide itself somewhere else in the entire plane of existence. Well, it can even go to other planes of existence. So, anybody wishing to use the deck needs to use it now. Kobold's like, worked for me.
Because I mean, I can't draw another.
I don't know if that's a good work or not, though. It worked for him, all right. He got stuck someplace else.
I'll toss the ivory box before the cards descend in. I'll toss the box over to her.
All right. Draw 2 cards.
Uh-huh.
Or not. You could hot potato it to Philip and be like, nope, I'm good.
Here, have it. Here,
I don't want it neither. I learned my lesson with this damn thing. Too many times.
Toss it back to me. Does it work that way?
Nope.
No.
Damn.
So you tossed it to Philip. Philip didn't want any wishes. The cards box closes up,
See you later.
and it straight Dragon Ball style. Oh, we're getting sued. Shoots up through the roof and then
Well,
turns into a shooting star.
Good.
well, I got what I wanted.
You got lucky.
True.
Who said that?
The DM.
Oh.
You got lucky.
Says you. But I own a castle now.
What did you do to my chair?
It attacked me.
My
Uh,
pet got hungry. I'm sorry.
Oh, he cast mending.
But this land around here is mine now. You can be my court wizard.
Really?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, excellent. That sounds fun.
Head up to the castle over there. That's mine.
under one condition.
Hmm?
That chair is now his throne. Eat the kobold. He's tasty, chair.
He starts swishing his wand around, and everything starts floating up and shrinking down and going into his little carrying pouch.
Cool.
So, are y'all gonna crash in the empty cabin for the rest of the night, or will you be
I'm
immediately
going to
setting out?
I'm going to the castle.
Oh, you're heading. I guess that makes sense.
So we
I'm
can
having-
spend the night. We can spend the night in my castle.
Check out the castle.
Yeah, I guess.
All right.
You have a castle.
So he packs up, and fast forward, whoop, you guys make it to the castle. It's
Treasure castle.
yeah. I mean, it's a nice little castle. It could fit probably 300-400 people in it pretty comfortably.
Nice.
It's fully furnished, like a traditional castle would be. Bearskin rugs, the crossed swords over the fireplaces, the 18-person table,
Nice.
all the good stuff. There's even a rose in the west wing under a glass jar.
And suit again. Now we got Disney on our hands.
No, but it is. It's a very nice castle, but it's not. I mean, it's not really magical. It was just summoned by magic.
Right.
So you guys can camp here if you wish.
Yeah.